in the AM night. This is a directed net. Your net controller this evening is manual. My call is KW4TV. I will be net controller for the Eagle AM net. This evening the net begins taking check-ins about 5:30, and we'll start taking check-ins about 6 Central Daylight Saving Time. Tell you what, guys, I'll go over with who we got already checked in, and we'll go from there. And I've got Mac, W4AX, Sam, TXQ, Billy SSY, Richard FFU, W4 Richard FL, Kevin, TAB Tom, W4CGJ, and K4MA, and K4VGF, and K5HFG. If I missed you, please come on in.
W4 Diddle Diddle.
W4OLJ.
WB4KKJ.
Kilo Whiskey 4 Zulu Zulu.
Okay, we've got Don K5HFG, W4I Diddle Diddle, W4OLJ, WB4KKJ, and KW4 Zulu Zulu. Anybody else? Okay, guys, this is WE4AM, the Eagle Net. More Eagle Net, Sam. Let's go back up to the top, and we're going to pick up Mac, W4AX. Mac, come on in here and tell us what you got for the net. I did enjoy the round table. I sat around and took the signs down and listened to you guys talk. And it was a great round table. Pick it up, Mac, W4AX.
All right, Manuel, thank you so much. WE4AM, W4AX, and thanks so much for running the net. You always do a great job, my friend. I'm on the gates tonight and running legal carrier. Got a variac to turn the B plus down that I added to the gates, and listening on an R390, not a latest radio project here is I think a number 7 R390A that I'm going to restore and put in the shack. It's a Collins original built, so that'll be nice to have that. Around the house, just had to replace a double oven, and let me tell you, doing that by yourself's a chore. Maybe it's easier for some of you younger guys, but that one pretty well stretched me out pretty good. Good evening to my friend John, VZS. I'm glad you're feeling better, and you got to be on the desk kilowatt, John. You're king of the hill and just blowing me out up here. So you got to be on the desk kilowatt, and I hope you feel like getting up earlier when you're ready. We'd love to hear you in the mornings. All right, Manuel, back to you. WE4AM, W4AX, Ball Ground.
All righty, Max. Everybody's sounding good. Got good audio and real clear down this way. It's a pleasure to have you in here on the Eagle Net with us every time, my friend. So come on back when you get ready. Let's move from here on down to Sam, the War Eagle men, the KL4TXQ. With the R388, I believe. Come on in, Sam. Tell us what's going on with the KISS tonight, 500.
Well, the Little Hoss KISS 500 is doing fine, but I'm building a clone. And, I had another clone that I built in a Johnson kilowatt matchbox case, but I thought it would be a lot more practical to have the thing self-contained where it could sit on a desktop and so forth, so I'm about to reconfigure it. It won't be as pretty, but that's okay. I'm always placing functionality above beauty. But anyway, I'm unlike Mac. Mac, of course, everything he does is a piece of art. So anyway, and a lot of you are that way. But anyway, I've gotten too old to worry about artistic inclinations, and I want something that looks okay and sounds good. So that's the way it is. That's where we are, and that's what we're doing. And Sambo is fixing up my room and tightening it up so that it'll be easier to heat for these cold winter days. But anyhow, that's what's going on here in Dadeville, Alabama. So back to you there, manual with the Eagle net, and his manual said the War Eagle net. And I tell you what, my whole family's War Eagles. My wife and I both are graduates, and all three of our children have got degrees from Auburn. And we're kind of proud of it. What can I say? But it was the most lovely village of the plains back when we were going to school there. And I don't know if any of y'all have been through Auburn in the last 20-year span where you could compare the good old days to what's there now. I just don't know. They've ruined it. All I can say is they've ruined it. They got these high-rise buildings downtown and everything, and it's just every place looks like the other place. You know how it is. So anyway, here we go. Manuel, back to you. KW4TZ, tallest mountain in Florida. KF4TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama, at the 490 level of Lake Martin. Over.
Okay, Sam, this is WE4AM. Thank you for coming in and telling us all about that stuff. And I did want to comment on the pretty stuff. I let I have all that pretty stuff. I told John as long as my stuff worked good, I didn't care what it looked like. So it can kind of be rough around the edges like me as long as it works good. Roy's got that pretty stuff, you know. So there you go, John. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Sam. So we'll break with Sam and go on down to Billy. I hadn't heard him in a while. I hope he's still in here. He was loud earlier, so maybe he'll still be here. KO4SSY. Billy, come on in to WE4AM.
Put me on the list, Manuel, if you will. K4KHB.
Got you, Jimmy. I guess Billy has run off. KO4SSY. Billy, are you around anywhere? All right, guys, we'll break from Billy and move on down to another friend of mine. He's all the time working in the background, does a lot of work that you don't see, but he does a good job. Richard, WA4FUU. Richard, come on in to WE4AM.
WE4AM from WA4FUU. Well, I appreciate that comment there, Manuel. I try, and I've been doing this a while, and I enjoy it. And I look forward to the nights that we have left and so forth, and this is just a continuation. And I remembered Larry to myself. He had a birthday. He died just a year ago. Back in, I think it was in October. And I wanted to make a mention of that on the air, and I forgot to. But anyway, that's one of the people I was thinking about today. He sure loved this net, and he loved everything about AM radio. What's going on here? Been drizzling all day, looking like it was going to drizzle, and now it is. Looks like it's going to be this way for the next couple of days. Had the LMAX on tonight. I was going to check into the net, but the conditions, while I could copy everybody, there was so much interference from stations nearby that I had to go to a solid-state rig that had good filtration. So I'm on the 7600 Icon equipment. Still using the SB200 though for power. On about 314 or 15 watts right now on peak. And enjoying your net, man. Well, you do a good job, and I appreciate everything that you do. It's a very humbling experience to hear everybody have this much interest after so many years. Anyway, going to get off the soapbox, and I want to invite everybody to join the W4GCM net on Thursday night, and AMI net tomorrow night. So we've got some good opportunities for AM radio this week on nets. And Manuel, like I said, I'm going to turn it back to you, my friend. I appreciate everything that all of you do. If it weren't for all of you, there would be no need for these nets, and they wouldn't exist. So WE4AM from WA4FUU, Richard in Pensacola.
flashes or anything. I mean, there's a little bit of rain along the Gulf Coast here, but things are just relatively quiet, and lately, after that and during the weekends, I've been on AM 3880 and 3885, having conversations with people from all the way from Texas all the way up into Kentucky and North Carolina and so forth. So conditions are just wonderful. So I guess we're going to have at least a good winter where we're going to be able to enjoy AM, and I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate y'all letting me come in here too on this net and the mullet net. So anyway, I'll say 73 to everybody, and I'm going to stand by and listen to everybody else's comments. This is W4WFL in Pensacola, Florida.
W4WFL. Okay, Richard, you're sounding good up this way. We thought about it a long time when you got your name in the hat to join us, and I finally threw the last vote in there to get you in there, so just kidding, you know me, Richard. That's just going on. So we'll break with Richard and go to Kevin. He's supposed to be in here. WA4KM. This is WE4AM. Come on in, Kevin.
Yeah, K4JCP.
There's Joe's coffee pot.
Okay, Joe, I've got you in there. I don't know if Kevin's going to make it in. We'll give him another shot and circle back around to him later if he doesn't make it in. He's supposed to be remote, but we'll circle back if he doesn't make it. WA4KM, are you around? If not, we'll pick you back up later. This is WE4AM. Okay, not hearing Kevin. He's probably grilling a steak. You know, he's out and about on his camper, so he's having a good time. Let's move on down to a buddy of mine, W9TAB. Tom, come on in and tell us what Woof Woof's doing. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, W9TAB. You're sounding good over here, man. Everybody's sounding good. I'll tell you what, propagation's kind of interesting. It's up and down, but anyway, everybody's sounding good. Woof Woof, he's doing good. He's up walking around. He's with his mama right now. He did a breeze by the ham shack here and made his presence known, said hello to everybody. And he's hanging in there. He's not bad for his age. Feels good. Did a little work around the ham shack. Went outside, did a little bit of work around town here. And I'll tell you what, the conditions pretty incredible. I'll tell you what. The weather is it's nice, but nice, a little cool. It was in the 60s, and got some rain. But other than that, everything's been doing pretty good. Anyway, that's about all I got for the net. I'll turn it back to you, Emmanuel. WE4AM, W9TAB, and good evening, everybody.
Okay, Tom, W9TAB. Yeah, weather's about the same here. We got drizzle, rain, and been kind of that way all day. But, you know, we appreciate the rain. We need it. We sure do. We'll break with him, and we'll move on down to Dan, W4CDJ. Dan, come on in to WE4AM and tell us what you got.
Good morning, Mario. KW4TV. In the W4AM EagleNet, W4CDJ, Brian, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Running a T368 tonight, listening on R390A. The antenna's a double bazooka, inverted V, about 50 foot at the apex. And y'all are sounding really good up here. Good conditions tonight. About the only thing we got to say is we put a new flag on the flagpole on top of the gazebo, Veterans Day. I was not a veteran, but my son was. He was in the 10th Mountain Division, and he's here. lives with us, and we live with him. We all live together, I guess I'll put it that way. And I just thought that'd be a nice thing to do on Veterans Day. I think every Veterans Day and every 4th of July, we put a new flag up. Just one of them things. Other than that, I was talking to Kevin earlier down in Nonsuch, and told him I had some stuff that I needed to move along. And if you got a minute, I'll run it by you guys, and if there's any interest, I'm good on QRZ. I got a desk kilowatt, T368, an SP600, and a Valiant. They all work. I'm just out of room here. I'm in a 10x16 shack, and some of the stuff is in the, the garage is heated and air conditioned, so it's not been neglected. I'm good on QRZ. And other than that, been doing a little land clearing here in the backyard and the back 40, I guess, and trying to get some of the wild honeysuckle out of the way this fall while it's drying out, and then maybe we can keep it bush hog from now on. Kind of let it go over the last few years, and the pasture has turned into weeds and brush. But anyway, Manuel, thanks for picking me up, and we'll turn it back to you there. Thanks for letting me in. KW4 TV, W4CDJ.
Contact. Go ahead, Mr. Contact.
I'm the net control station. I'll be out of town. KB5, Mike Russell. I'll be very appreciative. Mercy in there, Manuel. WE4AM from WA4FUU.
Okay, Richard, will that be the 20th on a Monday night? Is that your net?
Roger, the 20th of November.
I've got it written down. If nobody else wants it, I will take it. I've got it on the calendar.
You are a good man. I appreciate it so very much.
Okay, Richard. Glad to have you in here, and thank you for all the things you do also. You do a lot of work behind the scenes, as I mentioned, and a lot of you guys do, and thank all of you that does it. It takes a lot of work to keep these things going, and we do appreciate it. Let's move on down. Let me see if I can find out where I was at last. If I call you twice, just disregard me, because I'm dyslexic tonight and seeing double. Let's go to Dr. John, KN4ME. If I've called you before, just come on back in like I didn't.
Okay. Fine. WE4AM in the net, KN4 Mike Echo. Yeah, I had a phone call I had to make. I was afraid I was going to miss my turn, so it got back around fine. Not that I have that much to add. We had a really nice pre-net, a nice round table. Always enjoy that. Always enjoy hearing the stations that regularly check in. Good signals tonight. I'm still amazed at how Dan, W4CDJ, rolls in here. It's just a pipeline full quieting signal. Other than that, beautiful day here, and enjoying the weather, and looking forward to a winter of good AM. I really am. It's been a few years coming. 10 meters was open today, 15, 17. I didn't really try to get any DX, but Europe was easily worked. And I don't have a beam, but conditions were great. Those of you that have AM, I have not heard much AM on 10. Maybe I'm listening wrong, but just haven't heard it. Back to you, Manuel. Great job. And I took a little video audio clip of your audio there. I'm not sure I have your email, or I may have your email. I can get it from QRZ, but if I had a cell phone, I could text it to you right quick. WE4AM. And incidentally, anybody that would like an audio-video clip, let me know. I'll do my best to try to get one and send it to you. It's KN4 Mike Echo. Go ahead, Manuel.
Okay, thank you for that, Dr. John. My email address is pretty easy. It's the number 1, then KW4TV@gmail.com. 1KW4TV@gmail.com. You copy that, Dr. John?
Roger. Is that what's in QRZ as well?
I believe it is. I'd have to look, but I'm not sure, but I believe it is.
Okay, I'm just not real quick with the pen. I got 1 KW4 TV at gmail.com.
That is correct.
Okay, folks, let's go on.
KN4ME.
Circle back and remind everybody that W4CDJ has some stuff for sale, and he's good on QRZ. If anybody's interested in some stuff he's got, look him up. He's got some good stuff out there. This kilowatt and different things is really good, so look him up. Let's go ahead and break with him. This is WE4AM, and move on down to another friend of mine. Sometimes he'll claim me, and sometimes he will all the time. One that keeps me and him straight. K4VZS. John, come on in to WE4AM.
WE4AM, K4VZS. Yeah, Glenda, you both keep me straight. Good that tonight, Manuel. Sounding good over here, too. I'm in the range in the QRO. That's for Mac. But if I can make it up in the morning, Mac, I'm going to be on the dust kilowatt. Anyway, got a few things done tonight. Got an amp going, so trying to get back into the swing of things. And so far I'm doing all right. I'm sort of like Wolf. Age has caught up with me. Anyway, back to you, Manuel. WE4AM, K4VZS, that's going.
All righty, John. You got my needle shoved over to the right, just as far as it'll go. So you're sounding great. Audio's perfect. So don't touch anything. Don't be like Sam and turn the knob. So we'll move on break from Roy. I'm going to kick on that. John, I'm going to kick on Roy. W4I diddle. See if Roy might be out there.
Yes, he's here. Thank you, Manuel. Well, this is W4I diddle, Roy and Pensacola. Put out the cat. Tune up the fiddle. Let's make a little RL with I diddle. If you didn't like that, give me an email. And we'll see if we can change it. I ain't got anything, Manuel, just sitting here enjoying all these good signals. I tell you what, it's good to be on AM this time of year. Man, it don't get no better than this. That's just all there is to it. If it did, we'd all be over there, but we're over here where it's good. So there you are. Well, let's see. I'm under Miss Daisy Minor singing a B&W 5100, a B model, and the B stands for beautiful, as I say every week. An NC300 receiver, and a pair of 813s in the B&W amplifier, and we're trying to start there doing all we can between me and John. I keep it messed up, and John straightens it out for me. You can't beat that combo. Anyway, I'll shut up. Turn it back to you, Manuel. You're doing a wonderful job with the net. I sure appreciate you taking charge, young man. And I'll sign with this little statement that I say every week. And I hope after I'm dead and gone, y'all will all remember me by this. I hope everybody out there radio land thinks as good as I look.
Back to you, Manuel, from West Wilson. Let me sign this way. Whiskey India, 4 a.m. A wonderful evening for AM. Back to you, Manuel, from W4I, Diddle, Pensacola. Okay, Roy, sounding good. I tell you that B&W is right up on the third shelf, buddy. This is WE4AM, and you're sounding good. Always a pleasure to have you in here, and always depend on that B&W 5100 to show it out. We'll break, Roy, and move on down to Don over in Tick Ridge, Mississippi. Maybe he can hear me tonight. It's pretty tough between me and him some nights, but a lot of times he makes it on in with no trouble. K5HFG. This is WE4AM. Come on in, Don.
WE4AM K5HFG. Manuel, I admire you. You're keeping these boys under control. It's a tough bunch. Sometimes you gotta rein them up, but you're doing a good job. What a good signal over here. Tonight is really good. I've been hearing you good for the last couple of nets. And what? I think if somebody could put that on a tune, I think it would be Tom Paul Glazier. I think him and his brother could make a real boot stomper out of that. Because it does sound good. I chuckle every time you say it. No emails from me, brother. It's a good little ditty. Nothing else to report except the fine signals. John down in Pensacola, he has commanding audio. He really sounds good tonight. Conditions are in his favor. And Sam, keep at it. You sound good tonight, along with Dr. John and the rest of them. Good bunch. Glad to be part of the crew. 7-3, everybody. Catch you again this week sometime. WE4AM K5HFG.
Okay, Don, over in Tick Ridge, you're sounding good. We appreciate you getting in here. And yeah, you're right about John, VZS. He keeps us up and going and under control most of the time. He got Roy going. He keeps me going, and a bunch more, just to mention a few. But we do appreciate him and all he does. And putting up with us is a big job. But he bears it. So good job. And thank you for checking in, Don. Always good to hear you from Tick Ridge, Mississippi. We'll break with Don and go on down to Virgil, W4OLJ, and see if Virgil can get in here with us tonight. Virgil, you sounded good earlier. Maybe I'm still getting to you. Pick it up, Virgil. WE4AM.
WE4AM and the net. This is W4OLJ. Okay, Manuel. Yeah, you're coming in good up here, as well as most everybody else. John VZS, he's just rolling in up here with really nice audio, and I diddle, he's coming right on. Good signal up here with that B&W. Not much going on. It's been a nice day here today. We got out yesterday after church and rode up to Cage Cove up in the Smokies, and that was really nice, going around that 11-mile loop there in the cove. But boy, it was dry. All most of the little streams that run through there all the time, they were dried up, and we didn't get to see many animals like is usually there in the cove. Just a few deer. So anyway, we're enjoying this all these fine signals, and I'll turn it back to you there, Manuel, and listen to the rest of them. You're doing a great job. WE4AM. This is W4OLJ in Sweetwater.
Okay, Virgil, always sounding great down this way. You got the audio set up good, and always a big old signal coming down this way, and we appreciate you checking in with us on AM radio. We just enjoy hearing everybody, and you got a great signal. We'll break with Virgil and go on down to somebody, I think Roy's been over this Greg South Kennedy radio. Greg, you were here for a while. Greg's been over there helping you tuning or something. WB4KKJ. Come on in, Greg.
Good evening, Manuel. WE4AM, WB4KKJ. No, just on the ICOP Pro 3 tonight, and got a little bit of help from the L4B. I think I run about 250, 300 watts, something like that. Got 10-watt drive going in. And just got an 80-meter dipole up, tuned for 38,885, about 32 feet. Just getting the old Johnson Ranger ready to put on the air, so looking forward to that. But everybody's sounding good tonight. Rainy, drizzly today, cool, but other than that, we're doing good. So you're doing a good job, Manuel, and everybody's just sounding top-notch tonight. So turn it back over to you, WE4AM, WB4KKJ.
Well, all righty, Greg. The Pro 3 is doing you a great job because it's great audio and sounds good. It really does. Just keep it right there. You sound great. We'll break with Greg and move on down to Richard, KW4 Zulu, or Dennis, rather. Come on in, Dennis.
Well, good evening, everybody, this evening on the Eagle Net. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Everybody's sounding good. But I'm going to tell you what, you know, you'd think I had a broken neck with my head snapped so fast when John came in there, my needle just went right over to the peg, and the audio was great. John, I don't know what you're running over there this evening, but that's the best you've sounded, and I don't know when, so maybe you ought to lock it down and keep it right where it is, because it's sounding good. But everybody's sounding good this evening. Sounds like the band's in pretty good shape. I'm on my FTDX 3000 like I usually am, with a little bit of help from the L7 amplifier. I think I'm running about 300 watts, something like that. Sitting here working on my brother Greg 104, trying to get it straightened out, put a new cord on the thing, if I can get it working for it. So let me bid everyone 73, and I hope everyone will have a wonderful evening, and that the Lord's blessings will be upon everyone this evening. Kilo Whiskey 4 Zulu, back to net control.
All right, Dennis, you're sounding good coming in from Pensacola, and I'm going to have to agree with you. Old John, he's a big strapper tonight. He's up there with the big dogs. He sounds great up this way. We'll break with you, and we'll move on down to a guy that doesn't recognize me sometimes, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me, but he's still my buddy. A4KHV, Jimmy, will you come on in and tell us what's going on down around Mariana? This is WE4AM.
SK4KHV. Well, I'll have to right off working on me. Strong signal over family. Fair for the wheels. Doing good. And I do appreciate you calling the net, as always. And a lot of good signals on tonight. I hear Mac up there real well from north of Atlanta. Dr. John and Virgil and about Dick Ridge and Richard, both Richards. And John with that Ranger, I tell you, make me want to get out there and pull that old Ranger out and set it back on the table here. We might have to have a Ranger night. I don't know. There's a lot of Rangers out there for sure. And a few that can be fixed up and put back on the air. Anybody that does want to put one on the air won't be disappointed, that's for sure. But we won't keep it very much longer, and appreciate you calling the net, Manuel. Always got a good signal away, and we'll catch y'all a little bit later. 7-3, everybody. K4KHV.
Okay, Mr. Jimmy, always a pleasure to have you in here, and always a good signal and good audio. And I've got a Ranger sitting on the shelf myself. I need to knock the dust off of it and get on it. I don't have it on a boom mic, but I use this boom mic to call the net so I can write with a foot pedal. So there you go. I don't usually get on it, but I need to burn the cobwebs out of it one of these days. We'll break with Jimmy and move on down to Joe's Coffee Pot, K4JCP. Joe, come on into WE4AM.
Well, thank you, Manuel. WE4AM. Good to hear everybody on the night. Certainly in good shape. And sorry I missed the pre-nap, but I was running around in the house trying to get things done. So we kind of late getting in here. I'm on the HT40 tonight with a bunch of help from the SD. And I'm going to kind of do like Roy and take a little poetic license here. Run off the cat, take off your hat. Joe's Coffee Pot is where it's at. WE4AM, everybody have a nice week. K4JCP.
I like that, Joe. I started to say where it's at before you did. But sounds good. I always enjoy hearing you, Joe. It always gives me a tickle. Let's move on back around here and see if we can get up with Kevin. See if he may be out and about. He's supposed to be in here remote. WA4KM. We got your remote on. This is WE4AM.
WB0KZG.
Okay, Lenny, I'll get you next. Let me get WB0JZG. I believe that's right. Come on to WE4AM.
Good evening. I've been busy tonight as usual. A lot of things going on, so it's a little late to check in. But I'm glad you're talking to me. I'm running the IC7300 tonight because it's convenient. Sits in my living room to the L4 amplifier at 120 volts. So it's in CW low power tune mode, putting out a 150 watt carrier with full 100% wobulation, and everybody's really, really good in here tonight. I didn't feel like going out and firing up the 4CX250 transmitter. I got the Super Senior back in good health. When I damaged it, he said, no problem, he'll fix it again. Didn't realize that I was so and a little too much power, and I was just leaving a carrier identifying every so often, just making sure that it didn't trip till it died. But it'll come back and everything will be well. Some night when people want to hear the long and notorious story, I learned a lot about antenna tuners and bandwidth and AM signals and whatnot, and understand why it was causing me troubles. And I am now running on an L network home-built open frame tuner that I made, and I'm hoping that it got a good signal. It loads up very, very well and ought to be very efficient, and it's very broad. Once I load it up, I've got a good wide bandwidth over which I can operate. Anyway, pre-net tonight. I missed the pre-net. I was busy. Things to do. And I like to put some pictures in my because I'm building wooden oak different things and trying to make stuff pretty. WE4AM, I think, is the way the call works now. WB0JZG Kevin in Lakeland, Florida.
Okay, Kevin, always good to hear you from Lakeland, Florida, coming in here. WE4AM. We'll break with Kevin and move on down to, I believe it's Lenny in here, HUM. It is your turn, sir. You've been holding Lakeland for a long time. I've had you waiting, so come on in, WE4AM. Okay, that's what I thought. W4AM, Lenny, are you around? Hearing nothing, we'll swing back up to Kevin. Are you back in yet? We would like to get up with you if you are around. WA4KM. All right, guys, anybody else that I missed or looked over or you want to check in late?
This is Kilo 4, Hotel Uniform Mike, K4HUM.
KB5MD.
EJ, was that? Give me that card again. I missed. All right, we'll move on to K4HUM. Lenny, come on in and tell us what's going on. This is WE4AM.
Well, I'm going to kind of tune this thing as we work here. I need to calm it down just a little bit. A little rattly here. Anyway, Manuel, you're doing a great job. It's good to hear all these great AM signals out here. And doggone, Lawrenceville Hamfest, I sold a Ranger. It was thick. And a lot of work has been done on it. So I hope the new owner will maybe bring it in here and get it on the air and we can listen to it. Anyway, still got my 2 Vikings and the Thunderbolt and all that. No one wants all the heavy iron homes anymore, so I'm just going to have to really make an effort to get a space in the shack and get those things back on the air. Anyway, Manuel, thanks for doing the net, and God bless everybody out there. Everybody's sounding good, and it was really, really good to see a whole bunch of all y'all in Lawrenceville. It's heartwarming to know that I put a face with the voice. Anyway, back to you, Manuel. WE4AM K4HUM.
Okay, Lenny, K4HUM. Always good to have you in here. I know you go all over the place checking in, but we do appreciate you over here more than them other nets, I promise. You're welcome anytime, my friend. We'll break with Lenny and see if anybody else would like to get into WE4AM at this time. Let me try the KB5 station. There's 3 or 4 in there, but let me go to the KB5 station.
Yeah, KB5, Mike Gildas. Named Arkansas. And boy, everybody's coming in good tonight over here. Hello to my friend Dr. John over there in Alabama. Well, I'm going to come on tonight and transmit all over. Anyway, everybody's coming in good. Been enjoying the net. Looks like AM's going to be nice this winter. Anyway, WD4AM, I believe. KB5 Mike Delta. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
KB5 Mike Delta. Well, it's always a pleasure having you in here, and jump in here anytime you can hear us. We'll take you anytime you're coming. Dr. John was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still around. Dr. John, are you still around? I don't hear him now, but I'll let him know you checked in. Anybody else wishing to check into WE4AM late? Kilo Charlie 8 Yankee something Oscar. Okay, I'm getting a Kilo Charlie 8 Yankee maybe something Charlie. Can anybody regulate it? I'll tell you what, go ahead, Kilo Charlie 8 Yankee something Charlie. Go ahead and make your cue up. Alrighty, I believe it was Kilo Charlie 8 Yankee Delta Alpha, is that correct? Did you say Bruce or Juliet? Alrighty, we'll break with you and check and see if anybody else is left out there that wants to check in before we shut it down. WE4AM. Alright guys, I'm not hearing anybody. We're going to go ahead and shut her down. This joining W4AM and the W4AM Club Net held each Tuesday and Thursday evenings, respectively at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Saving Times on 3885 megahertz, as well as the Warren Eli Memorial Net at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Times, as presented by the Florida AM Group on Sunday morning. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who participated tonight. This is the WE4AM Club Net now clear and returning the frequency back to regular AM use. 73s, everybody. And back to CW4 TV.